Hey guys, quick video. I'm in Chicago. Well, I don't live directly in Chicago. I live in the little suburbs close to Chicago. But I was so right about abolishing the police. They're not out here to protect. I'm specifically talking about Chicago police. They are out here to disrupt. They're out here to make these young men feel lesser than human, and the women, so they can't go out and do crimes. In fact, the police will encourage them to go out and do crimes. That's the kind of police we have in Chicago, regardless of what they say. And these cops they really do not care. All they care about is their paychecks and beating a black person. That's all they care about, because that's all they do. They don't solve any crimes. They don't help anybody out. Not in Chicago, they don't. I remember as a kid, I ran away from home at 15. And a white police officer came up to me. I think he thought I was older than I was, because I did look older. And I think he was going to flirt or something, or ask something, or, something adult. And when I turned around and said, "Hi, I'm just 15 years old and I ran away from home and I want to go back home to my mama," he said, "I don't give a F. Find a payphone and call her." And he walked away. That is my experience with a Chicago white police officer. They care nothing about black kids. They care nothing about black people. And proof of that, they just cowards. They was sitting there in Congressman Rush office. They were sitting in his office, lounging on their cell phones, drinking coffee while Chicago was being torn up. Not that they need to be out there fighting people, but at least helping people with their stores. But it's a black community. They do not care. So what are we paying them for? Like I said, the police do absolutely nothing in the black neighborhood but hurt, kill, put down, and be nasty to black people. I remember it wasn't really an accident. It was just a little bumper, but we needed a report. So my supervisor and I went into the police station to get a report. The white guy was so nasty, so rude, and the black young lady, she was just sitting there she wanted to type the report out. "Well, was there some damage?" "No, but we need the report for the insurance purposes." "Well, ain't no damage. What wasting my time for a report for?" I mean, just nasty, not nice, just didn't want to be bothered. And she's sitting there just in fear for her job, looking like she was in fear for her job. And other people who really want to be officers and really want to help the community should not be in fear of these Ku Klux Klan members, because that's what most of them are in Chicago. Usually it's the father, he the police officer, then his son, then his daughter. They all join in, and they're all police officers, and they all go to their Klan meetings at night. If they're not in Klan meetings, they in the bar getting drunk, and they all covering up everything together. Need to fire all up. Just fire all Chicago police officers and allow each community, the South Side community, the West Side community, to vote for their sheriff, like back in the old days. Vote for their sheriff and let him get his own team together. Let him pick out his own officers. And let him run for sheriff in the town. Like, I live in a little small town. We should have someone run for our sheriff, even though I know they got sheriff on the little board, but no, that sheriff should have his own team. Forget these commissioners, forget these captains. Put the captains back on the boat and let them sail away. Okay? No more police captains, no more police commissioners. All we want is the one sheriff for each little town. Now, Chicago's a big town. So each like South Side, they should have their sheriff. The West Side should have their sheriff, and have a little borderline section off. The North Side should have their sheriff. So people can get who they want to elect. Like Skokie can have their own little sheriff. You know what I'm saying? And he picks his police department. For each department, we can vote for who we want to be in that department in our precinct. I think that's the way things will change, because we can vote for people who live in the neighborhood. In fact, in order for them to be on the police force, that person has to live in that neighborhood. Because if you live in that neighborhood, you're going to care about your neighborhood a little bit more than some white guy coming from the north side or some suburbs where we can't even walk through. being captain in your, being a sheriff in your neighborhood, because they're not gonna look out for you. They're gonna be sitting like they sitting over here that I'm watching, sitting, lounging in the congressman's office, not giving a care. This right here, if you watch the video, look for the video of cowards. Rush slammed Chicago police caught lounging in his office amid looting. Oh, it's on MSNBC. All in. This is how the police department feels about black people. This is how they feel about us. They either just rather find us dead or kill us. We need to get rid of every single one of them. Defund the police. And the first thing you got to do, black people, is start taking care of your households. Make it so they don't have to come in our neighborhoods. Make it so you stop calling 911 for them to come over and kill us. Okay? If your house get robbed, go make a police report. Go down to the station and make a report. Take pictures. Take the pictures down there and turn it into your insurance companies. Because what the police gonna do? Absolutely nothing. You already been robbed, like they told me. And then we can get your stuff back. We can just get your report. So what's the purpose of them coming over? What is the purpose of them coming to your house? So it's best to, spend your $30 you going to the club with this week, or your $50 you going to buy them new shoes, $100 some dollars you finna buy your shoes. Well, my shoes cost $200. That $200, buy you some video cameras to put around your house. Remember, a black man invented the cell phone. You can hook it up to your cell phone. So buy you some $30 cameras, is all they about cost. Put them all through your house and outside your house so you can catch those guys, and you can turn them about in yourself. Just go to the police station with the picture and say, because they can't do nothing coming to your house but shoot you and kill you. They need to be in an office working. You take them the pictures. This is who robbed my house. Find that person. But don't pull over all black people looking for that person. Get a clear picture of that person that robbed your house. Okay? Or catch them while they in the act. Because calling the police after you rob don't do no good. Calling the police after they start shooting don't do no good. Don't call the police while they shooting don't do no good. So, I am right. Defund the police and start over again. Stop this, what is it? Nepotism. Because every time you meet a police, my father police. Oh, my sister was a police. My aunt was a police. My uncle was a police. And that nepotism, ain't none of them doing a good job. All they doing is riding around, drinking free coffee, eating free donuts, and harassing black people and killing black people. That's all the police do. And you wonder why these kids out here wilding and everything. Because they've gotten to a point that they don't care, because they see the people that they're supposed to respect, that they've been taught to respect, don't respect them. Defund. Eliminate the police. Let's go back to the good old days that we wasn't involved in, like the sheriff and his deputies. That's what we need, and we need to vote the sheriff in for our neighborhoods and get rid of these low-life, bigoted cops out of our neighborhood. Then there's some good white cops out there. And if they want to work in our neighborhoods and continue to be a good cop, yeah, we'll vote for them. And their sheriff will pick them out. But otherwise, get rid of all of them. Send them over to their neighborhoods where they won't even let us walk the drive-through. They'll be shooting us 3 times in the chest walking through, okay? Put them in their neighborhoods and let them deal with their drunkards, okay? Because let me tell you something. I drove a cab, and when a white person gets drunk and all over the road and park their car and pee all over themselves, this actually happened. The police were actually, and there was a sheriff with them in Tinley Park. It was Palos Hills. He put this dude drunk they put all of them was out there with him in our car drunk, and told him he's a good old boy, get him home. Took his credit card out of his wallet, paid for the thing, and he's one of the good old boys. He part of the Klan. So if it had been a black person, he would have lost their car. They would have been in jail. They would have been beat half to death, or if not dead, if they were driving drunk. Remember that. That's how they treat white people. That's why you don't see no records on them. That's why you don't see them get in trouble, because the police takes care of them. Of course they don't have a record. Of course they don't have a DUI. Okay? Because the police will put the good old boy in a cab, pay for the cab, and send him home. It makes so bad they wrote down the address of where his car was at and put it in his pocket. I wanted to pull my camera out so bad and videotape it. And the person that was training me that night, she was like, please don't, white girl. Please don't, my boyfriend black. I know what you feeling right now, because I be knowing how he feeling when me and him together. Please don't pull your camera out, because you pull your camera out, they're gonna do something. She was just afraid. And I wanted to pull it out so bad and videotape that, but I am not lying. This is what they did, and this is what they do. And you wonder why their kids don't have records? Because when little Bobby goes out and knocks down a mailbox with a bat, all he does is they call his parents, take him to the station, call his parents pays for the mailbox, and he goes back home. That's what happens with little white kids. So, I grew up with them, I know. So, this all has to change. Defund the police.